with the final Mercury retrograde season of 2024, which begins November the 26th until about December the 15th. We enter the final chapter. It's the last push to ascend, to transcend, and prepare ourselves for a more awakened life as we move into 2024. So this Mercury retrograde season is really assisting us to really receive that last final push, to really awaken more, to really make the most out of all the lessons, the transformations, the growth, and everything that we have experienced throughout 2024. So it's really that last chapter. It's that conclusion to everything that started beginning of the year. And it's also then preparing us to then move into 2025. And this Mercury retrograde season brings the opportunity for us to review, to realign, to release anything that is still holding us back from really stepping into our true authentic self, because that is really going to be key then as we're moving forward. You're being prepared for the next phase of your more awakened and aligned life. In this video, I want to share with you the key things that I think you should know about this particular Mercury retrograde season so you can really make the most out of what this Mercury retrograde season really has to offer for you, so you too can really conclude everything that started beginning of the year. So let's dive right in with the very first thing I want you to know is that this Mercury retrograde season brings the energy of completion, renewal, and letting go. You're really being asked to reflect on all the things that happened throughout 2024. And let's be honest, 2024 was a very physically challenging year. We're really being asked to reflect on the experience that we have gained throughout 2024. From where you started, beginning of the year, to where you are right now. What have you accomplished? How much have you grown? How much have you changed? How much have your desires and your goals and your wants, or the things that you were trying to go after, how have they changed from the beginning to the year to now? Because as you were going through all these many challenging times throughout this year, these really physical challenges this year, I really found that 2024 was really a very physical year. There were a lot of things that were happening on the physical level, not so much on the spiritual or emotional level, but it was a very physically oriented year. And because of what you have gone through, you have grown tremendously. And this Mercury retrograde season is really asking you to review who you were beginning of the year to who you are now. How much have you grown? Really reflect on that. And also your desires. Are the desires and the goals that you have set at the beginning of the year, are they still in alignment? Because I'm pretty sure a lot has shifted for you, that the things that you thought you wanted beginning of the year, that you wanted accomplished throughout this year, may have changed, may have evolved, or you may have had to let them go because it was replaced by something else. And now is really the invitation throughout this Mercury retrograde season to really reflect on all of that. Because as you reflect and you're then becoming aware what is out of alignment, what is no longer serving you, what is asked to be released, let go of, and even transcended into something higher, really evolve into something more expansive. Because, like I said, you have grown so much this year, and you're really preparing now. With this Mercury retrograde season, you're preparing for what's to come in 2025. So that's why you're really meant to really tune in to assess, where are you right now? Have you come from? Where have you been at the beginning of the year? Where are you now? And where are you heading? What do you really feel called to step into? And like I said, there's really the energy of completion that is coming with this Mercury retrograde season. And I really think that it's amazing that it's now at the end of the year, because it really allows us to let it all go. Really closing that one chapter in order to then open up the new. So this is really that final chapter of this year, so to speak, to really conclude all the things that you beginning of the year. And reflection is really going to be key here, so you can really become aware of, where have you been at the beginning of the year? Where are you now? What has shifted? What has changed? And also to actually celebrate your own growth and transformation as well. Because I am pretty certain that you have grown tremendously throughout this year. I'm pretty sure about it. And take some time and really reflect on that. And then celebrate just how much you have grown. And also that you haven't given up yet either. That you're still committed to your path. Celebrate that. Then the second thing I want you to know is that there's a realignment that can be felt, and here on all levels. And what I mean with that is that because of the growth that you have experienced throughout this year, you're now being realigned on all levels, internally, externally, emotionally, spiritually, vibrationally, all of that, on all levels, you're receiving that realignment. So you can actually feel these shifts taking place. Maybe you start looking at things differently. Maybe you're feeling differently. Maybe you're feeling like a completely new person as well. So there's that realignment really happening, so it can really match internally to externally and externally to internally. So there's really that realignment happening on all levels. So here, really allow it to unfold, because it is helping you to really embody all the shifts, all the growth, all the transformation, all that you've experienced throughout 2024. It's helping to really embody it and really anchor it in, and also integrate it as well. Because that's really the big key here, is like we often go through so many shifts and changes and transformation and growth and healing periods, but the integration is often the one piece that we may skip or we don't really spend too much time on. Well, this Mercury retrograde season is helping you with that. Like I said, there's a realignment happening to really integrate all that has happened throughout 2024. Then the third thing I want you to know is that a lot will shift throughout this Mercury retrograde season. So a lot of things may fall away. Maybe a lot of new things are coming into your life. You will shift internally as well. And your life also will receive somewhat of an overhaul as well. And it's all in preparation for then you moving into 2025. So whatever is happening, whatever is trying to leave your life, whatever is trying to come into your life, just be open to it. Really be open. Be in an allowing and surrendered state of being, because it is really to your highest and greatest good. This Mercury retrograde season is really supporting you on a deep inner level and also external level to really help you integrate all that has happened, and also to prepare yourself to really lift yourself higher, to live a more soul aligned, more awakened and authentic life, that you're really embracing your true authentic self, because that is going to be key then also as we're moving into the next year then. So just allow it. Be in that allowing state, because it is all unfolding to your highest and greatest good. Even though it may not make sense in a time when something is trying to leave your life or something's trying to come in and you're like, well, why is this coming in? Why is this trying to leave? Just be in that allowing state. It is happening to your highest and greatest good. So you're being cosmically supported to really align yourself, to really let go of whatever no longer serves you, to then prepare yourself for what's to come next. That next phase of your more awakened path moving forward. Then the fourth thing I want you to know is that with this Mercury retrograde season, you actually may feel more tired and more exhausted than usual, more internal as well. Now, I'm pretty sure you're aware that with Mercury retrograde season, you're supposed to relax and reflect and all of those different things, and things seem to be going a lot slower than usual, and where you may also feel slowed down. Now, this Mercury retrograde season, you may actually feel that a little bit more intensely, especially if you're very sensitive to energies. You may actually feel like you're really being put on pause, so to speak, because you're really meant to go within. You're meant to really take it all in. You're meant to really reflect on things. And by you feeling so slowed down and internal, that gives you that time and space to do so. And I want to invite you, take that time out. Give yourself that time and space to really tune in, to let it all settle, to reflect, to integrate all the shifts and changes and growth and transformation that you have experienced throughout 2024, because it will really be to your highest and greatest good. So here, just take time out more often, maybe on a day-to-day basis, where you can just tune in and really connect deeply with your soul self, your higher self, your true authentic self. Really create that inner alignment, that energetic alignment as well. Do some more inner work if you need to, because that's going to be really key, because we are really moving into a more soul aligned way of being. And this Mercury retrograde season is really assisting us, because we have received all the upgrades throughout 2024 to live a more soul aligned life. And this Mercury retrograde season is really helping you integrate all that, really embodying it, really anchoring it in. So make that time and space to really tune in on a day-to-day basis, to really connect, to reflect whatever you feel called you need to be doing. And then the fifth thing I want you to know is that the final chapter of this life stage now concludes with this Mercury retrograde season. So basically everything that began beginning of the year now comes to conclusion. And you have been through a lot throughout this year. And all the challenges that you have experienced, they were all meant to really help you grow in ways that you wouldn't have otherwise. So even though this year was very physically challenging, at least that's what I found, it was a very physically challenging year where a lot was happening in the physical, not so much emotionally or spiritually. Of course, emotionally, there was a lot going on as well because of what was happening in the physical. But I really had the sense that this year was very, very challenging on a physical level, where a lot of things were happening that caused you to do something in the physical. Like the year before was a lot of spiritual and emotional challenging, but now this year I really felt that all the challenges that I experienced throughout this year were really more so based on the physical aspects rather than emotional and spiritual. Yes, of course, I was very stressed out about these things as well, but it was really because of the physical aspects that were really, really challenging. So, but the thing is, you have experienced all the things that you've experienced because it was meant to help you grow. It was meant to help you transcend and really awaken more to your soul self, to your true authentic self. And all of the things that happened throughout this year now really comes to conclusion with this Mercury retrograde season. Because you're meant to really integrate that. You're meant to really conclude all of that because you're now being also prepared for the next phase of your life. The next phase of your more soul aligned life. And here the invitation is be open to that. Be open to release, to let go, to integrate, to contemplate, to revise, to revisit, all of those different things. And also be open to receive the instructions for that next phase of your life. You will receive that then too throughout this Mercury retrograde season because you're, like I said, you're really closing one chapter in order to open up a new one. Right? Or maybe a completely new book, for example, right? But this is what's really happening with this Mercury retrograde season. The final chapter of this life stage now really comes to conclusion, and we're then being prepared for that next phase of our life. And throughout December, you will be prepared for then what's to come in 2025. So you will receive the insights, the guidance, and the next steps into what you then meant to move into, step into, or evolve into. And this Mercury retrograde season is really helping you on an internal level, energetic level, emotional level, spiritual level to close one chapter in order to open up another one. So here you go, you have the 5 key things I want you to know about this Mercury retrograde season. I really hope it gave you some more insights into how to really make the most out of this Mercury retrograde season, because I know a lot of people, they don't really like Mercury retrograde so much because all these things are happening. But when you know about the key theme and you know how to really make the most out of it, it can really help you in your soul's growth as well, or your personal growth and spiritual growth as well. So that was really my intention with this video, to give you the insights so you can really make the most out of it. But now let me share with you how you can really make the most of it. Like, what can you do throughout this Mercury retrograde season? For one is you really want to take time out to really reflect, to maybe slow down, to look back over this year. How much have you grown? What has shifted? What has changed? Really acknowledge all that. Then also assess what is in alignment and what is out of alignment, what is no longer serving you, and then make adjustments there. Really contemplate, okay, if this is no longer in alignment, what is? What is the next step for me? Because like I said, you have grown so much. So the things that you have been doing, the things you have been focusing on, the things you have put your energy into also needs to evolve because you have evolved. Your dreams and desires from the beginning of the year, they most likely also have evolved, changed, or even have been replaced by something completely different. And take that time out to really reflect on that. Then also open yourself up to the new insights. Like I said, you're closing one chapter in order to open up a new one. So open yourself up to receive the insights, the guidance to, well, what's that next step for you? And take time out each and every day to really tune in, to connect deeply. That's really the best thing that you can do throughout this Mercury retrograde season so you can make the most of it. And also, if you would like some support, if you would like to maybe be part of a spiritual community of like-minded souls, then I want to invite you, maybe consider joining us inside Transcendence. It's my membership where we come together on a weekly basis, live calls where you can get support, guidance, and also the community to help you on this path moving forward. If that is of interest to you, I want to invite you to join Transcendence for free for 7 days. Try it out. Link is in the description below. See if it's the right fit for you, if it really resonates with you. I would be honored if you were to join me. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And also be sure to check out these 2 videos here. 2 powerful light language activations. One about healing your heart center and another one about releasing any resistance to you living the life that you love. I think you're going to enjoy both of them. So thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.